Dead Candy. Dedicated entertainment for the dead.
Speaking of the remakes, Danny, the reboots, the requels, we just covered this one. The episode has not come out yet. Urban Legend from 1998. Confirmed reboot, remake, requel. What is it? Do you know any details?
I see remake. I see full on remake. I don't see anything about any of the original cast returning. It is definitely in the very preliminary stages, with Screen Gems, I believe, is the one that is doing it. There are some folks who are being brought back from the original, I believe the original writer of the two. I think he wrote both, and or the producer, one or the other. But both are going to have a presence from the original two Urban Legend franchises. One franchise, two installments. But what I do know is this: that the attempt is to, as we saw in the original, this was Urban Legends being, kind of like forced upon, happening through the killer, was like putting himself in these scenarios and making these urban legends come to life. This is going to be examining urban legends in the digital age. So I don't know if it's a sequel, but given that it is taking itself out of the time, I don't think the time of the original urban legend was necessarily like a mandatory thing. You can kind of put it anywhere because the urban legends are kind of span across all of time, as early as 1800s or whatever the heck it is. So I don't think that was as necessary. So you can put it in the digital age, and that's what this one is going to do. It's going to be an urban legend movie based off of urban legends, but how they are being navigated, perceived, how they are happening in the digital age.
I think it'd be kind of cool to reference the first movie's events as an urban legend in itself. Maybe the urban legend killer. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of a fun thing. I'm kind of curious what urban legends will come up. If it's all new urban legends, like the of the digital age, or if it's like using the digital age to tell some of the old ones, or how exactly they're going to do that. I hope that there is some reference to the original though. Like that would be really fun. And is it even a slasher at that point? Like, is somebody carrying out the urban legends?
Yeah, because there's so much, as you mentioned, there's so much that you could do. It's like the catfishing urban legend, right? Like the idea of who are you talking to on the other side of the screen? Like that's an urban legend that we have now come to, and they were talking to a guy in his basement and he lured them in and would cut them up, or they were being catfished the whole time or they thought that they were talking to their girlfriend and they were talking to a ghost, whatever. The point is that there are a lot of things that are happening and have happened that we are like cautionary tales that we've heard in this day and age that they can definitely have some fun with. So, it looks like I'm putting it up here. Screen Gems is developing it. It is a new take. It is a remake, a reboot. And then Shanra Wakefield, who wrote The Killer in Red, will write the script with Gary Doberman, who just produced Until Dawn, which is recently in the theaters. So Neil Moritz is in talks also to produce with a reboot in early development. That is, he's the producer from the original. But Jamie Blanks, who directed it in 1998, nothing about him returning or being involved is being reported right now. But all we know is, like I mentioned, while the plot details are unknown, sources say the story aims to be an examination of what an urban legend looks like in the post-digital world. So that's pretty much all we have right now.
Interesting. Yeah, again, it is very, very early on. I'm sure we'll kind of dig into this as we get more details. I'm very curious if it turns out to be a slasher flick in a sense, or if it's just I don't know. Maybe it's a new age of slasher. It seems like we are in an age of remakes of the late 90s, early 2000s.
It's funny you mentioned that because, and this article on Bloody Disgusting calls out something that was written in 2021 about urban legend, about how it was often accused as being too imitative of Scream. So it's funny that urban legend has been compared to Scream in the past, where Scream has also been compared to, obviously not, Kevin Williamson being attached to Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's funny because now all three are on the way to being having a new installment release: Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and now Urban Legend. So we're on our way. What does that mean? What does that mean, Lance? What other 90s horror slashers are we going to get? So we're going to get another Wishmaster?
Oh boy. What an odd that belongs in the world of Leprechaun. I told you that the other day, right? I saw some Wishmaster. I was like, oh, this is the same like humor and filmmaking of the Leprechaun movies.
Oh, yeah.
They gotta do
Oh,
a
yeah.
crossover. That would have been so great back then to get everyone together for that
Is that
I guess
your
versus movie.
wish? He's very creepy because when he became a human, it was just a guy who is him, and he was talking like this, and it was very creepy. Anyway, this is not the Wishmaster episode; that will come at a later date. But what I will say is we had so much fun with the Urban Legend episode. Please,
Yeah.
folks, when it does release, please check it out. It's going to be super, super exciting. One of the things that I believe Lance and I came to watch when we were very in our formidable years in our horror movie journey. So that was different than like when I was watching Halloween and such. It was like more; those were more of like my intro to horror. Whereas this was like, oh, I'm in it. I'm in this shit. So
Yeah.
give me what you got. So like that's why I think that these slashers, these new return to definitely the VHS era of slasher movies that are going to be really fun to see. So I'm hopeful. Urban Legend didn't really shake the pillars of heaven when it came out or anything like that. So uh, maybe this one will, kind of restore some sort of, I don't know, buzz to the original two. If anything, it'll get people watching the original, which was, always going to be a lot of fun. As we know, Danielle Harris is in it. So pay your respects, people.
Hello. Uh, we actually had a lot of fun doing that one. I think I rediscovered my love for that film, or my hidden love for that film. Maybe that's what I'll call it. I think I watched it a lot as a kid, and I thought it was original enough. And I think there's movies that came after that that were trying to knock off Urban Legend versus Scream. I remember like a movie like Cry Wolf was a big one at the time. I don't know if you ever saw that one. Yeah,
Yeah, I've watched it once. That's ready for a rewatch.
What was really cool about Crywolf is at the time they launched. I'm going into it now, and I should have gone into it in the Urban Legend show, but Crywolf came out with its own online chat game where somebody gets assigned to be the wolf, and everyone else is a sheep. Wolf. Um, and it was really, really cool. You had to deceive everyone. It was what's the game that came out? I'm feeling old now.
Werewolves.
No, there was a game recently.
Assassin.
Sus. Damn, I forget what it was called.
Among Us.
Among Us. Yeah, it was basically Among Us, where you have to convince everybody that you're not the wolf, and you do it through chat conversations, and slowly but surely you kill everyone in a circle. And if you're the wolf at the end, you win. If you find the wolf, then you survive and you win. But that was a really cool thing that came out with the movie. I thought that was really interesting at the time. But the movie itself was literally just felt like Urban Legend, like an Urban Legend sequel, with a pretty disappointing finish as far as I was concerned. But got to be different. Got to try something new. So
what
try it out, Cry Wolf.
Yeah, what would you say though? Besides, like, because I think definitely the catfishing sort of danger that's out there. You don't know who you're talking to online. That's definitely something that is people can be claiming that they were the ones who got catfished the most. But what are some like what else comes to mind of like some like modern urban legends? I don't know, like because like the flashing of the lights because somebody doesn't have their lights on, dude. It's happened to me. as I'm coming home from work and stuff, and I'm on the 5, and somebody is like, doesn't have their lights on. I'm like, God help you. Then somebody else do it. They're
Yeah.
still with me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I definitely could think of the catfish. Maybe it's like the Craigslist. Maybe that's a little bit of it's a shoulder sort of causality of that sort of like anonymous, person online sort of thing. I don't know what else.
I really don't know. I feel like so much of it today is just like, what do you believe and what do you not believe? It's not so much urban legends, it's just people getting fooled into believing things are real. I don't know. I don't really know what would be consistent of an urban legend these days, something new.
Yeah.
People are just kind of falling for things left and right, but there's
Yeah.
nothing like mysterious or different. So I'm not really sure. That's why I'm curious. Like, do you use a slasher to do these things, or I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I mean, I think
Do
they
you
do
know
still.
any
I mean, that's the only ones I could think of. Because
like catfishing and
what is an urban legend if not something a shared story that may have been originated with some truth that have been passed on from game of telephone person to person, that now it's like, oh, actually that actually happened to me, or I know someone that happened to, because it's, I guess maybe I'm thinking of it of those types of stories that have been born in this age, and maybe it's just the age old urban legends and how they're applicable or how they are being interpreted today. So maybe the urban legends themselves are not going to really change as much. It's not like they covered them all in the original, but yeah. So that, I mean, that's honestly all I can really think of. What has the digital age brought us if not just the ultimate masking of who we can be and who we are interacting with each other online, and we're all connected. So I definitely think it needs to lean into that.
so this is what I was gonna say. I just really quick did a little AI lookup of this, and I was actually gonna mention, like, is it like Slender Man kind of stuff, like the modern age of the internet? Because it says it's post digital. So is it? But that's like a cryptid. Which area does this go into? But a funny story, since we're here, it's happy hour. Fuck it, let's just tell a good story. The second one that comes up, so there's sewer alligators, which I've heard before. The second one that comes up is the Bunny Man, a legend based on a real incident of an axe wielding figure in a bunny costume, often associated with chasing people and vandalizing cars. Interesting, Danny, because I just
Don't
recently told this.
even. Don't even.
What?
You,
What?
you've seen the Bunny Man?
No, but I recently just told this story where we work, our place of employment, right across the street. And you go down the hill of the main entrance. There's a what would you call it? The sidewalk gets covered by like the bridge, but there's a tunnel. For years, I was told about the Bunny Man in the tunnel. He would be out there dressed in a full dirty bunny suit, holding signs that were anti our job. He would have these weird signs out there, and he was basically telling people like stay away, and would have these other kind of cryptic sort of like messages and stuff. So
Don't
I
eat at
thought
the
it was hilarious.
cafeteria.
The Bunny Man. Oh my God, that's hilarious. So just the quick list is the Slender Man, Bloody Mary, which they already did. That was like the third movie, which is technically kind of a part of it. Poison candy, myths surrounding strangers hiding harmful substances. We saw in Trick or Treat already. Cropsy, which we've talked about. Area 51. So this is just like kind of like random stuff. I don't know how you really kind of put that in there.
So maybe it's like, because I remember when The Ring did another installation of the franchise, and they were like, it's imagine, because remember, I love to make this joke. It's like, and someone's like, did you know there's this movie, and if you watch it, you'll die in 7 days? Oh, really? How do we watch it? Is there a clip? No, it's a cassette, and you need a VCR. And it's like, oh, I don't have any of that shit. Oh, I guess our powers are not are meaningless. But how would that apply if that same clip that kills was uploaded to the internet? So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's what they're like leaning on. It's like urban legends were as impactful as how quickly they were spread from person to person. So maybe in the case of like a Slender Man, a Bunny Man, and stuff like that, yeah, it's like you got the people like me who the way I just kind of like, illustrate the point where I was like, did you see Bunny Man? And you're like, no, listen, let me tell you,
He's real.
there
Yeah.
it is. I'll watch that shit. Yeah. You got
Yeah.
me. You got me. I'm in.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Hey, did you see anything you like?
Thanks for watching Slashers Paradise tonight. Please hit the like and subscribe button and turn on all of your notifications so you know the next time we post a video or go live.
And if you'd like an audio-only version of the show, search for us on wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it. We're on all the platforms. We just ask that you leave a rate and review of 5 stars. And if you don't know what to write in the review section, put a recommendation of a horror movie you would love for Lance and I to talk about.
Yes, and if you'd like to get the full experience of Slashers Paradise, including videos and audio all together, go to deadcandy.com, that's DEDCANDY, or go to youtube.com/deadcandy. Here's to you guys.
This is Slashers Paradise! Sorry, I had to work that in.
And I'm going to drink on that.
Blended Canadian.